boys, we're ready to put on some smoke. Headed to the back 20. So Grandpa's on the back 20 there putting on some smoke. He's doing a couple more patches and he'll be done. I came back up the shop here to get the Magnum out and put some fuel in. I put new interior in that tractor. For the most part, there's a few pieces we didn't replace because they're still in good shape. So mainly, what was the main problem with them? If the vinyl would come off, there'd be nothing but foam when it dries out and pretty much turns to dust and makes a giant mess. So did that. Put the the business band back in, cleaned up the cap a bit, changed oil, changed filter, it's good to go. Every oil level on it's ready to roll. So I'm getting it out. I'm gonna put some fuel in, put it on the field cultivator. We got a few ditches that need to work in, and this week I'm gonna be working his anhydrous ground. So that's pretty well our rough plan for the week. Just have to see how everything materializes and see what happens. So let's do it. I got back here, and he had 2 more passes and got them done. Now we're gonna shut her off, fold her up, and head back up the house and go to the next field. Got done spreading anhydrous on the back 20. We're headed up by my house. I'm gonna take the anhydrous applicator to that other back 15 acres. I'm gonna spread anhydrous on it, and Grandpa's gonna use the Magnum and the field cultivator here to work in some ditches. He had to run back to that back 20 again. He came back up with an empty tank. He had 1 more pass and was out of anhydrous, so he was putting it on plenty heavy. He's gonna knock back the rate a little bit, I guess. So we had to hook another tank up. He went back there, finished that 1 pass. Now we're headed to the next field. Gonna switch tractors, and I'm gonna run the anhydrous applicator because I ain't never spread anhydrous before. Done everything else except run the sprayer, but I've done pretty well everything else except spread anhydrous. So he's gonna let me try out on that field back there. It's a good flat, somewhat flat field, but not really a lot of necks to it, so it's an easy field to start out on. But I'm pretty good at figuring that kind of stuff out. And this road's rougher than hell because the county's going through fixing it the day we're busy. And every time they do this, they leave a pile of dirt and rock right in the middle of the road. Every time. This field right here is one with the ditches right below that terrace. Terrace ain't quite tall enough. The water, if we get a real big rain, the water will top over, and that's what keeps making them ditches run again. But we're gonna sow them down in grass so that holds them. We've been meaning to do that past few years, but we get busy every year and don't do it. Got the field cultivator, and the drill is on the Great Plains drill. The drill has never been seen on this channel before because it's been sitting in a shed for years because we don't use it anymore because it's wore out. And we don't sell it because it ain't worth nothing, so we just keep it around for sowing grassways if we ever need to, because that's about all it can do. So that's why it's here. Put it behind the 4430 and drill some. We got to work the ditches in with this. We're going to take the box blade and get them filled in. We ain't gonna supposed to have any rain for, I guess, next week, so we're just gonna do what we can and try to fix them. So we're gonna get everything figured out here and get me to spread anhydrous. Well, we're putting on anhydrous. the short rows now. Got the long rows down there. Got this corner right here that I'll be done. I'm gonna move over to that field over there. Well, done with this field. Lift the wheel up. Fold it up. I got to fold just across this crossing because the neighbor has a fence there and we got a ditch right there. There we go. This right here is a big pain to cross when you got a 30-foot platform on. We've been trying to get this ditch kind of pushed in that way a little bit. That way we have a little more to work with over here. Because neighbor has a fence right there, so. And they don't want to get rid of the fence, so we're going to do what we can on our side. There we go. Now we can fold out and get a pass or two. Making my last pass before we changed tanks. Grandpa got all the ditches fixed here. He took the MX-120 and the box blade back. That's what he used to fix them up after he worked them. But he went back getting the power stroke in that other tank we used this morning. We had to switch out because it went empty, like I said. So we're going to take that tank and the tank I'm pulling right now. We're going to take them both back at once because Vansel prefers you to bring them back in pairs because that's how he fills them. He pulls two tanks up to the main tank at the store there. It just makes it easier for him, and he works himself to the bone for us, so whatever little bit more we can do to help him out, we'll do. So we'll take him back in a pair and get just one more single to finish up home here. We got the rest of this here and two patches there back at the house, and we'll be done here. I think we're going to move to the Mugi farm next. We'll get a double for that field, because it makes more sense. It's a bigger field. So we're going to take the tanks back, bring one back, and probably finish this field here this evening and get the other field done tomorrow. Grandpa's going to start spreading fertilizer for Rutledge tomorrow, so he'll be detained for most of the day. So we'll just have to see what happens. So went and got me another tank. I didn't film because I was driving, and it's frowned upon to film and pull anhydrous cards. So we pulled the two back with the power stroke and got this other one, so I'm going to finish this field up and take it back to the house. And probably going to start on that other one. It'll probably be time to eat some supper by the time I get this done. But yeah, I got all this up here spread. I got to spread everything below this terrace and put my anhydrous on there and anhydrous here. That won't take very long once I get it running. So one more field to go and we'll be one step closer to being done with anhydrous.